All right, guys, it's that time. We've opened the packs. It's time to go figure by figure, find out what we think is competitive, what we think is good and sealed, what we think is going to be made for the kitchen table game. Really excited to look through this set. It's been really intriguing so far. So let's dig in deep and talk about Secret Wars Battleworld. Special thanks goes out to WizKids for providing us with the brick early so we can get a chance to really dig in to a good chunk of the set. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to start in the common slot. We have figure number 001, Captain America. He's got the Avengers keyword, ignores hindering terrain for movement. Shifting focus, man at a time, free. If Captain America began your turn on the map, replace him with another character with this trait on the same click number. He's also got a trait, Vibranium Shield, free. Choose one, running shot or close combat expert. Captain America. Can use the chosen power until your next turn. Apologize for opening up a beverage. So this is going to be a 6-figure shifting focus, 75 points, indomitable, 6 range to go with that running shot. I like this character a great deal. His stats are like phenomenal. Look at those stat line. And I want to see what the other shifting focus figures look like as well. So far, the idea is that, this guy's going to be super flexible and super usable in conjunction with several other versions. So as part of the whole, I think he's going to be he might have some potential in the competitive game. And as part of a SEAL team, oh, what a bomb. What a bomb. And the common slot nonetheless. Good job, WizKids. All right, next up. Figure number 2. Spider-Man. Does whatever Spider can. This is in the black suit. Battleworld Regency. Spider-Man family. Reporter and scientist. Ignores elevated and hindering from movement. Retired to protect my family is his special movement power. Sidestep and stealth is what it gives him. We need to watch out for each other. Super senses, and as well as defend, but can only replace the defense values of friendly characters with a Spider-Man family keyword. He has that on his first 3 clicks. So defend is only specific to the Spider family team. The special movement, sidestep and stealth, very strong, especially with what he ignores and hinder as far as hindering and elevated. Shape change protects him. It comes with the super senses on that, and he's a wild card. The set itself doesn't have a lot of wild cards, so don't count on the wild card coming into effect on sealed. The defend, same problem, unless you're packing a fair bit of Spider-Man family. There is some Spider-Man family, but it's not a great deal, so I wouldn't count on the 18 defense with defend. But as a general whole, very cool tabletop or kitchen table character. Not a sealed bomb, but sealed good still, because he's very hard to get your hands on. Okay. Up next, Iron Man, coming in at figure number 3. He's got the Avengers Shield, Stark Industries, and Armor and Scientist keywords. He's got special defense power, adaptive energy shielding, energy barrier, energy shield, deflection, and toughness. This is not your standard run-of-the-mill Iron Man. This one comes with TK. He has some mid-dial perplex and some early dial range combat expert. Kind of a kitchen table character / sealed character. This is a sealed consideration because TK, and he can, get a little bit of movement, effective 8 range with that range combat expert. Not a bad figure. Just, not your superior versions of Iron Man, as it were. All right, next up. We have one of our first generics, Gunslinger from Battleworld The Valley, with the pass keyword as well. Showdown trait, which you're going to see on all of the Battleworld The Valley figures. When Gunslinger makes an attack and hits all targets after resolutions, roll d6 on a 5 to 6. Remove an action token from Gunslinger. Sidestep, range combat expert, and then running shot with energy explosion on a 5 range with some willpower. 20 points. It's your last piece on a sealed. Fills in your numbers on your gunslinging Battleworld Valley teams. So not bad. Not breaking the game anytime soon. Okay, this guy I like. Sheriff Steve Rogers. Battleworld The Valley, past, police, and soldier keywords. Showdown is trait, along with the special damage power, no one is above the law. Leadership, when Sheriff Steve Rogers or an adjacent friendly character is attacked, the attacker cannot positively modify or replace their attack value. He also comes with 18 defense with energy shield. He's got that leadership on his first 3 clicks. He's got the PD team ability. He's got running shot. I like this guy for 50 points. Very solid support dude who's also capable of bringing a little bit of his own damage. So I definitely consider him for sealed. Constructed, he's got his own place, but definitely that place being the kitchen table. Okay, next up, the Thanos duplicate. Battleworld Other Black Order means the Thanos and Cosmic. Time Gem duplicates Thanos duplicate starts on the game on click 1 that appears after the orange KO until an effect requires it. You don't have to reveal the point values of a Thanos duplicate. Okay, so you can either play this guy at 25 or 50, and this is kind of what the dial looks like. So obviously 25 or 50. The 50 points gets a little bit more love out of the dial, as it were, because of course it should. Special damage power, probability control, but only to reroll an adjacent opposing character's attack roll. But then he does get probability control on the 50 point on those last 2 clicks with some running shot and much more improved stats. So not going to see much competitive play. Going to be a sealed character, and I want to build a team with a ton of Thanos duplicates, to be brutally honest. Just a stack of them. All right, next up. Thoris. Asgardian, Battleworld Asgard, and Police keywords. Crack the case trait. You're going to see this on all the Battleworld Asgards. Once per turn, when an opposing character within 4 squares in line of fire makes an attack, give Thoris an evidence token as a free. Remove 2 evidence tokens to make an attack, and then probability control, but only if a friendly character within 50 points or more was KO'd by an opponent's attack this game. This is a special damage power she has after click 1. We discussed this in our sealed. Pretty good, very good sealed figure, especially if you have a lot of range. Goes really well with the Battleworld Valley characters for sure. And 30 points is not a big dent for what you're getting here with the PD team ability. So yeah, I'd consider her for sealed for sure. Going to be part of those fun Asgardian police teams. And yeah, probably not going to see much in the way of competitive play. All right, this is a Thor, not the Thor, a Thor. Battleworld Asgard, Asgardian, Police, and Warrior keywords. He's got the Crack the Case trait, along with here's your assignment for the day as a special movement power. At the beginning of the game, choose one, charge, or running shot, or willpower and empower. Thor can use the chosen powers, could power or powers, depending on which it is, while this is displayed. 50 point dial with 6 clicks, 5 range, and that special movement on the first 3 clicks. A good 60 point investment on your sealed. Good part of your Asgardian Battleworld Asgard teams. Just cool. I like them. These are pretty neato. All right. Next up, Crystal Warrior, Battleworld, Weird World, Crystallium, and Warrior keywords. Untamed Weirdness trait. This one is one of the better traits in this entire set. Opposing characters' combat values except range can't be modified when attacking Crystal Warrior or being attacked by Crystal Warrior. Special defense power, Crystal Shell. When an opposing character hits Crystal Warrior, reduce damage taken by 3 if the attack roll is succeeded by exactly 1. 2 if the attack roll succeeded by exactly 2, and by 1 if the attack roll succeeded by exactly 3 protected outwit. Now to explain that very quickly, he's got 17 defense. If you have a 10 attack and you roll an 8, he reduces the damage by 3. Take that in for a second. And it's going to be hard to get those attack numbers up because of the real world trait. Very cool. I would include him as an obnoxious little bugger on a sealed team for sure. You're going to hear that a lot. This set is really good and sealed. He's going to be obnoxious at kitchen table, too. Magma Man, Battleworld, Weird World, Crystallium. Untamed Weirdness is his first trait. And then his special attack power, Enraged Magma. Poison and Quake. When Magma Man makes a close attack targeting a single character after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to the hit target. And this is a 45 point dial. A good sealed figure, not bad. Late dial, poison, and plasticity. It's got to be like the most annoying thing in the world. He's got poison across his dial. Not having to roll to do damage is always good in sealed, let me tell you. Especially with the lack of probability control you get out of it. All right, next up. Oof. Man-Thing Soldier, Battleworld, Weird World, Monster, Mystical, and Soldier keyword. Ignores hindering form movement. Untamed Weirdness trait, and special attack power, or special damage power. Whatever knows fear. Exploit weakness. When Man-Thing Soldier uses it, modify damage +1. If the target has 1 or more action tokens, he has that special damage power on all 4 clicks on a 33 point dial with regeneration on the last one. This could be either the most obnoxious character you've ever come across when you're playing across from it, or it could be just nothing. It's a sealed it's a sealed late in build include, but just generics do that. But this is a generic that doesn't do that. The World Breaker. This is a World Breaker, not the World Breaker. Battle World Other, Brute, and Warrior keywords. World Breaker is his special... World Breaker is his name. World Breaker is his special attack power. I think all his powers should be called World Breaker. Quake, Super Strength. When World Breaker uses Quake, after resolutions generate a light standard light object. Special defense power, you can't hurt us. It's stop and invincible. And then he ignores hindering and blocking and breaks through it when moving. On this either 100-point dial with 6 clicks with, invincible across the entire thing, and some stop clicks, or that special attack power on the first 3 clicks, which is the Quake and create light objects and super strength. This is a tough dude. I mean, he's playable at 50, he's playable at 100. A sealed definite. This guy might even have a place in competitive play, especially as mastermind fodder for some characters. So not to be discounted. All right, next up, Outrider. Black Order, minions of Thanos, assassin, monster keywords, ignores blocking and hindering for movement. Genetically engineered to gather information. Adjacent opposing characters can only target themselves or characters named Outrider with Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control. And it's on the first 2 clicks with a 16 defense with shape change, but he also has some 16 defense with super senses. He also has some shape change to go with it, some late dial flurry blaze claws with some perplex. Okay, this guy is obnoxious for 35 points. You get him next to somebody your opponent doesn't want him next to, and then they can only target him with Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control. And you can create an obnoxious little stealth problem if they don't ignore hindering for movement, where you put him in stealth next to an opponent character. So if he's here and Man-Thing Soldier is here, and let's say the Man-Thing Soldier somehow was able to use those powers, he won't be able to see this guy for the powers because he has stealth when he has that power. Sealed, ultra obnoxious, great little dude. I love him. Probably my favorite figure from the set for no reason other than 25 points. Are you kidding me? Molly Hayes, Runaways, trait on the run. This is going to be on all the Runaways. Stealth, sidestep, but only if an opposing character is within 4 squares. And then she's got another trait, just needed a little nap. Molly Hayes can't be given a costed action if she has an action token. That's a shame. I wonder if she's easy to leadership. Special attack power, here comes a princess, powerful. Super strength and breaks through blocking on movement. She has that on her first 3 clicks. First 3 clicks on a 25-point dial with 3 clicks of 18 defense, 17 defense, and a late dial. 4 damage on the first and last click on a 25-point I think it's more scary that she looks like my daughter. All right. Next up, Clara Prast. Runaways Pass. She's got the on-the-run trait. Next, Chlorokinesis. Free. Generate a hindering or blocking terrain marker. Oh, also, Molly Hayes is going to be... she might be an include in some constructed teams. She's definitely going to be an include in sealed. Those last 25 points are not spent incorrectly with her. Sorry. Clara Prast, Runaways and Past, on the run trait, and then Chlorokinesis is her other trait. Free, generate a hindering or blocking terrain marker within 6 squares and line of fire. If Clara Prast is part of a Runaways theme team, generate both. Remove them when Chloroplast takes damage or this ability is activated again. 40 points, this dial with barrier to go with it. You know what this character does. She gets in your way. She could very well, when Green Lantern rotates, she has the possibility of taking his place. So something for your consideration. Next up, we're in the uncommons now. Spider-Man, Avengers, Battleworld, Spider Island, Spider-Man family, celebrity ruler. Heroes get remembered, legends never die. Spider-Man starts the game with 2 stasis tokens. As long as Spider-Man has a stasis token, he has immobile and can't make attacks. At the end of your turn, remove a stasis token from Spider-Man. Baron of Battleworld, leadership and perplex. When Spider-Man uses perplex or target another character, you may instead modify a combat value by accept the damage by +2 if the target shares a Battleworld keyword, or -2 if it has a different Battleworld keyword. And then it's a what you see is what you get dial. 70 points. I think this is a great dial for 70 points. And the fact that he's immobile for 2 turns is what really drops his price down. And he's a Battleworld Baron. He's got sealed potential. I have to double check. I'm not sure if immobile characters can be carried. Amber? Don't think so. But I think he can still take actions? Amber? Amber doesn't know either. All right, cool. We'll have to take a look into that. Either way, sealed, awesome. Could be part of that Spider-Man family team we're missing. Who knows? So yeah, he's also a wild card. But like I said, the set and sealed wild card's mostly going to be PD or Avengers. All right, next up, still in the Spider-Verse here. Iron Man. Avengers, Battleworld, Spider Island, Animal, Armor, Monster, and Scientist. Keyword, ignores hindering for line of fire. Homo Arachnus is one trait, plasticity and poison. His other trait, armor and carapace. When Iron Man is the target of a range attack, modify his defense by +1 for each token he has. And then he is also indomitable to go with that, with a 115 point dial that looks like this, with some running shot and psychic blast to start. High damage on the first click, 3 damage a little later on, some range combat expert date, 7 range Avengers team ability. I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. A sealed bomb could possibly, not directly, but just a generally cool character. Kitchen table worthy for sure. Kitchen table dominant in some games, to be honest. All right, next up, Tony Stark, Inventor. Battleworld, the Valley, Pass, and Scientist. Keywords, unarmed until he isn't. Once per game, when a friendly character of 50 points or more is KO'd, after resolutions you may roll a d6. If you do, replace Tony Stark Inventor with figure number 38 Iron Man on the click number matching the result. We have that figure, we'll show it to you later. I'm no one important. Opposing characters of 50 points or more can't draw lines of fire to Tony Stark Inventor unless he is the only character on your force. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at Perplex and Outwit on your team that can't have lines of fire drawn to it. Just generally cool dude. Sealed, yes. I think there's a constructed possibility for him, especially at a kitchen table possible. Competitive, some formats, but not necessarily your main modern format. All right, next up, Black Widow. Showdown trait. Ignores characters from movement. Battleworld, the Valley, Assassin, and past keywords. Special damage power. Exploit, weakness, and shape change. She's generally got shape change across her dial. She's 50 points. Stealthy kind of dudette, rather. Starts with some willpower, gets in some combat reflexes. Just your general, like what you expect out of a Black Widow. So sealed, okay. Decent enough in sealed, not super competitive, but kitchen table, Cowboys. Oh man, I can't wait to play with Cowboys versus Cowboys. Next up, Ultimate Thor. Asgardian, Battleworld, Asgard, Celebrity, Detective, Police, and Warrior. Keywords, ignores hindering for line of fire. Crack the case. Trait, passing the ultimate hammer. Ultimate Thor's equipped objects have unequipped drop instead of any other unequipped effect. When Ultimate Thor is KO'd, if he was equipped with an object, you may equip it to an unequipped friendly character within 6 squares instead of placing it. Whoa, okay, that makes a lot more sense than I've actually read it, because I was originally thinking of this character in sealed. Special movement power. Mr. Ultimate Thor, charge free, place Ultimate Thor adjacent to another friendly character within range that has the Asgardian keyword and Thor in their name. So that's the special movement power. He has a 100 point dial. It's 125 point. This is what it looks like with indomitable PD team ability. He's not going to break the world in competitive play. He's going to be super cool on your Battleworld Asgard teams, and he's a sealed bomb worthy of playing for sure. All right. Next up, She-Hulk. This figure caught me off guard, to say the least, because usually you see a She-Hulk and you expect a She-Hulk. We didn't get a She-Hulk here. She-Hulk has Asgardian, Battleworld, Other, Defenders, and Police keywords. This is the A. We did not pull the Prime. Special movement power. Sure beats taking taxi cabs. Flight, Force Blast, Running Shot. The gavel says I'm Yinsen City's Thor. Energy explosion with 6 range and 2 targets. Special damage power, but these are my hammers. Exploit weakness when a character is knocked back at least 2 squares by She-Hulk's attack after resolutions, give it an action token. So she has the special damage power on the last 2 clicks, because she's going to be dealing knockback with her super strength. She's got running shot and 6 range on the first 3 clicks on this dial. This is a sealed bomb. The uncommon slot is looking like your sealed bombs. For sure. This is going to be competitive. It's not going to see competitive play a great deal. But it is for sure to see the kitchen table without a shadow of a doubt. All right. Next up. Thor. Asgardian, Battleworld, Asgard, Animal, Police, and Warrior. Keyword, crack the case trait, and then what you see is what you get dial. 80 points. He's just good. He's okay. PD team ability, 80 points. Battle Fury. And of course, the crack the case is the thing that will catch people off guard with Asgardians. Keep an eye on that, please. If you're playing an Asgardian Battleworld Asgard figure on your team in these sealed format, please pay attention to that trait. Otherwise, the character is not getting the full use. All right, next up. Crystar. Battleworld, Weird World, Crystallium, and Warrior keywords. Untamed Weirdness trait. Its Crystal Broadsword is his special attack power. Crystal Shell is his defense power, which is the same as the Crystal Warrior, just as a heads up. So we go to the Crystal Broadsword. Blaze Claw's Fangs, and once per turn, you may either re-roll his attack roll or re-roll his Blaze Claw's Fangs roll. He has that on his first 3 clicks. He's indomitable. So he's like a souped up... he's like triple a Crystal Warrior at 20 extra points. So yeah, Crystar is good. He's sealed worthy for sure. Almost kitchen table worthy. I'm not yet convinced on competitive play worthy, but this is another sealed thumbs up. All right, next up. The Man-Thing Commander. Battleworld, Weird World, Monster, Mystical, and Soldier keywords. Ignores hindering from movement, untamed weirdness trait. The fear begins. A poison. When an adjacent opposing character misses all targets of an attack, after resolutions, deal it 1 penetrating damage. Reverse Mystics. If you missed me, take a damage. Whatever knows fear is his special damage power. Exploit weakness. When Man-Thing Commander uses it, modified damage. So it's the same as the Man-Thing Soldier. This guy comes in at 66 points with a 6-click dial. This is another sealed worthy character for sure, especially with the Weird World trait. That late dial leadership, I think, will shock people and really catch them off guard. Plus that plasticity poison that it comes with. So yeah, play this guy in sealed for sure. I haven't come together yet with the Weird World team. Weird World might be a thing. I don't know why I made it look like the Man-Thing Commander said that. All right, next up, the Maestro. Battleworld Other, Brute, Future, Monster, and Ruler. Baron of Battleworld for Battleworld Other. And he's got traded Steel Energy. I'm coming for you. Charge, ignores blocking, and breaks through it. For his movement, special power, and his special attack power, still standing. Free, make a close attack. He has that one on his last 3 clicks, so thank goodness. But like if you imagine he's on his last click, you flurry, hit. You're gaining 2 from the Steel Energy. You still have this power. Is he still alive? Hit again. Steel Energy. You're back here. That's just the potential on this dude is absolutely bonkers. I look back on what we consider for the 3 player sealed, and because I feel like we didn't have enough brains, we kind of overlooked the Maestro and how good he is. I think he's really good, and I think he's a sealed must play at 175 points. Especially with that defense that he starts off with, and the fact that you can get back up there with the Steel Energy, I think goes a long way. So, yes, use me, I say. He is indomitable as well, which is useful, and he's not giant, which I'm thankful for. So he's not getting shot over other people. All right, I haven't actually looked at this dial. I gotta get on this. Eric Killmonger, Wakanda and Warrior keywords. Economics Genius is his trait. At the beginning of your turn, roll d6. Your opponent on a 5 to 6, your opponents get action total -1 on their next turn. Like offensive leadership. He ignores hindering from movement. Wakanda keyword pointed out. Revolutionary and subversive. Charge, sidestep, stealth. 50 points. Pretty good dial. Oh wait, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. There's a Wakanda team that I think is got potential in competitive play, and I think this guy is a really good control element to slow down your opponent's team if he can really pull off that economics genius trait. Yeah, so I'm gonna say a hard possibility on Eric Killmonger. Next up, Stick. You failed again. When an adjacent friendly character misses all targets with a close attack, give them a humble token. Characters with humble tokens have free. Remove all tokens named humbled from this character, then make a close attack. If this attack misses all targets after resolutions, deal this character 1 unavoidable damage. So it's like probability control with a bad outcome. And he's got a special damage power, close combat expert in power. So he's adjacent to the dude. He's doing extra possible damage. This is a sealed play for sure. I'm not 100% sold on constructed for him. Kitchen table worthy for sure with martial artists and Marvel Knights to work with. Yeah, I like Stick. And I think he's probability control light. If you didn't get enough probability control and you have some close combat dudes, he'll help you out with that for sure. Next up, Carolina Dean, Runaways and Cosmic keyword on the run trait. This next trait, Solar Charge. At the beginning of your turn, if Carolina Dean occupies a square of outdoor terrain that is on the highest elevation on the map, it can't be elevation 1, heal her 1 click and remove an action token from her. And it's this style, 55 points. This is a very map dependent figure. It's an okay sealed character. Like don't lose your mind that you pulled her. Don't be angry that you pulled her. She's got a place. It's just not necessarily super great. So yeah, Carolina Dean is an super okay figure for sure. All right, the next part of the shifting focus puzzle. Excuse me. Captain America. Howling Commandos, Invaders, Past Soldier. This is the one with the triangular shield. Shifting focus. For the other Captain Americas, triangle shield. Leadership. When Captain America uses it, you may give him an action token. If you do, increase the result by +2. So he's a super leader. Symbol of liberty and freedom for 75 years. When Captain America uses leadership and succeeds, choose a combat value, accept damage. Friendly characters within 2 squares that share a keyword with Captain America or any Captain America on your sideline, modify that combat value by +1 until your next turn. And then he is indomitable with that, and he is this style. Oh, jeez. He's this style. So he's not as attacky as the other one. He's super defendy, but I really like. I think he's a piece of the puzzle that's really strong when you consider how his leadership can be manipulated and then used to great effect to give combat values to an entire team. Is that within range? Within 5 squares. So I like it. Sealed, yes. As part of the shifting focus puzzle, yes. Bullseye. This is Battleworld the Valley. Bullseye is one of like my top two villains for sure. He's got the Showdown trait, and he's got Outside Contractor as another trait. At the beginning of the game, choose an opposing character. Ignore characters for line of fire, but only to draw a line of fire to that character. Don't Make Me Show Off is a special movement power, running shot and sidestep. When Bullseye makes a range attack that is with a hindered line of fire, modify attack by +2. So they get +1 defense, I get +2 attack. Cool. And he's 50 points for this style. I like him for sealed. I'm going to play him in a couple kitchen table teams for sure. And just a rare. So he's a neato, dude. All right. Here is our steamy Iron Man. Steampunk, as people would like to refer to it. Battleworld, the Valley, Armor, Past Scientist, and the Showdown trait. This is Cowboy Iron Man. Clearing out the gang to get to the boss. Quake, when Iron Man uses it after resolution, if there's no opposing characters adjacent to him, he may make a range attack, but only to target a character he's not attacked this turn. So you Quake, knock everybody back, and then attack the guy you wanted to attack. I love this guy. 80 points, and this is the dial that you can call in with that other Tony Stark that we looked at. Might not be super competitive, but I like him. He's definitely falls on the really cool spectrum for sure. All right. Next up, Red Wolf. Battleworld Valley and Past keyword. Showdown trait. Ignores hindering from movement. Special defense power. Doing what's right. Willpower and toughness. When an adjacent friendly character is hit with an attack, you may choose to modify the attacker's damage by -1. If you do, after resolutions, deal him 1 damage. So if your buddy next to him is going to take a damage, he takes a damage instead of 1 of that damage. If you got a dude with if he's next to a dude with super defense powers like the Maestro say, I'd rather he take the damage. But of course, that's after he's probability controlled. So yes, sealed bomb, Valley team, linchpin for sure. Go for it. Yeah. All right. Next up, Jennifer Cail. Battleworld, Weird World, Midnight Suns, Mystical, and Ruler keyword. Untamed Weirdness trait. Queen of the Man-Things. Friendly characters with Man-Thing in their name can use regeneration. If they already can, when they use regeneration, increase the amount healed by 1. Special damage power. I speak for those in the mire. Leadership and support. She comes in at 40 or 33 points. I like her for a Man-Thing army for sure. I like the idea of a lumbering Man-Thing army just going at my opponent as it keeps regenerating itself and overlapping other characters coming at you. A linchpin to that will be a cool table team for sure. Maybe some potential on a non-table team, but I'd have to take another lot of research and a lot of work on that. Okay. Oh, we're getting down to it, guys. Archon, Battleworld, Weird World, Ruler, and Warrior, Untamed Weirdness trait, but this is his other one. Archon, the Utterly Lost. At the beginning of your turn, an opponent places Archon into an adjacent square. So if Archon's here, my opponent can choose to place him here. So it won't require a breakaway. So if we have a problem, say we have our man thing, our example man thing here, and the man thing's controller during my turn will go, you know what? You're here now. Because you'll still want him next to you because Archon, has battle bolts, special attack power, psychic blast. When Archon uses it to target a single character and hits after resolutions, each opposing character adjacent to the target is dealt 1 penetrating damage. So it's like a light explosion on his energy, on his psychic blast for a 60-point character with 11 attack with 18 defense. I'm okay with this dude. He's more sealed worthy than he is constructed worthy, but he's a linchpin to the Weird World team because it lacks a lot of range, and I think he can kind of add a little bit of the initial attack potential on the team. All right. Last of the rares, Nico Minoru, Runaways and Mystical keywords. On the run trait, Staff of 1 is her special damage power. Probability control once per turn. Immediately after using probability control, you may choose to re-roll that roll again, and then it can't be further re-rolled. If you do, after resolutions, deal Nico Minoru 1 unavoidable damage. So you make a re-roll, and then if you don't like that result, you re-roll it again. But then after this re-roll, nothing else can happen as far as the re-roll is concerned. It's 40 points. She has this on her first 2 clicks, so she can do it twice before worrying about dying. But then she also has probability control after that. I mean, probability control and sealed is great already. Adding to the mystical pool of probability control makes mystical seem a little bit more viable again. I think mystical is starting to get back into the game as far as competitive play is concerned. We gotta work it out. We gotta get there. All right, getting into the super rares now. We start with my favorite dude so far. Well, one of my 2 favorites. My favorite super rare, we'll call it. Iron Fist from the Spider Island. Spider Island, Battleworld, Spider Island. Animal, martial artist, monster, mystical keywords. Homo arachnus trait, plasticity and poison is what he gets from it. He ignores elevated and hindering from movement. Spider traps 2 flies. Charge and flurry. When Iron Fist hits with a close attack, after the attack resolves, he may immediately use sidestep at no cost. Spider's dance death song. Combat reflexes super senses is his special defense power. Spider hunts tiger. Close combat expert. When Iron Fist uses it and hits after resolutions, modify a hit character's combat values by -1 to your next turn. So he gets his flurry clicks on the middle 2 dials, so he sidesteps first. He's defensively, combat reflexes and super senses on the first 4 clicks, and then the last 2 he's not. And he starts with his damage power, close combat expert. When he uses it after resolutions, modify character's combat values by -1 to your next turn. With the 3 damage. He does get a 4 damage as part of the flurry clicks. He's a little all over the place. The inconsistency of dial makes him not super ideal for competitive play, but for sealed play, he's still really great because plasticity and poison are great things to have. His mobility on the map is pretty solid. He's cool. He's Iron Fist. All right, next up, I like saying this, Dino Thor. Asgardian, Battleworld, Asgard, Animal, Police, and Warrior keywords. Crack the Case is his trait. First trait. Second trait, Obstruction of Justice. When Dinothor takes damage from an opposing character's attack after resolutions, Dinothor can use Earthbound neutralize until that opponent's next turn. They say can use, but he's using it. He's stuck with it. Scales of Justice. Free is special damage power. Modify an adjacent opposing character's combat values by -1 until your next turn. If you do, modify an adjacent friendly character's combat values by +1. It starts with he has that for the first 4 clicks. He has Hypersonic, which you can really use to reach that out and get the -1 for a follow-up attack if you lined it up properly. He's got Seal Energy in the middle. He's very close combat focused Thor, even though he does have that 5 range with the PD team ability. He's 90 points, a bargain for this dial, which is one of the keys to it. That's why the Obstruction of Justice feels less bad. I mean, Earthbound right now isn't as bad as we think it is. And I think Dinothor has a lot more potential than we're seeing on him. That's for sure. All right, next up. Thanos. Black Order, Eternal Minions of Thanos, Cosmic, Mystical, Scientist, Warrior. The Mad Titan, Ravaging Battleworld. Colossal Stamina. Thanos modifies his attack and damage by +1 if targeting only characters with the Battleworld keyword, which shouldn't be a problem considering he's got 1 target. Dimensional destruction through the battle world. Phasing teleport. When Thanos uses it after resolutions, roll 2d6. If the result is greater than the amount moved, this turn he has free make an attack. He has that special only on the 200 point dial for the first 3 clicks, and then he's got this dial for 150 points on the rest of the dial. This is a sealed bomb. Sealed bomb diggity because of how good he is against the set. And it's whether or not you're willing to play the extra 50 points for those 3 clicks. Some would say worth it, others would not. But yeah, I think this is a sealed bomb diddly possibly, but maybe not, sealed dominant in this set. It remains to be seen. I have to see it in action to be sure, but it could be a sealed spoiler for this set. And to wrap it all up, the final one, the one I was super excited to get, Sheriff Strange, Battleworld Other, Illuminati, Mystical Police. He's got a Baron of Battleworld trait. He's also got another trait, Walls of Battleworld must remain inviolate. Inviolate. Opposing characters must use a double power action instead of power to activate ID cards. Special attack power, Psychic Blast. When Sheriff Strange uses it, after resolutions hit, characters can't use or become equipped by equipment until your next turn. Special defense power, Scattered to the Winds. Stop when this click is first revealed. If you paid 100 points for Sheriff Strange, we'll talk about that in a second. After resolutions, you may place all other friendly characters within range into squares within 3 squares of the square they currently occupy. 100 points or 50 points is what you get to spend on him. This middle part just talks about the powers that are just the colored powers. 8 range, Indomitable, Mystics team ability. I know we've talked about this a lot. This 50-point dial is solid. It is so hot. And this is, I think, where we're going to see in competitive play. Sealed, this guy actually has a lot less power because so much of what you're paying for is super dependent on things that are used in constructive, play. But he is still a Baron, which means he's got Perplex in addition to what he's got. This 50-point dial is capable of one-shot killing a Star Fox. Don't neglect that. And yeah, just generally a really, really good Sheriff Strange. I like him. I like him a lot. And he's a very constructed possible figure. Sealed less strong, but still potent. I mean, I'd almost play him at 100 points in sealed just for the oomph that he has. And the possibility of Battleworld othering, because there's a lot of Battleworld others. This guy with a World Breaker, whoa, scary thought. All right, let's wrap this up. So this is something of an intriguing set. There's a lot of really cool things with a lot of really neat potential. There's a shift towards the way that they're making the game, which is really interesting. And I'm kind of hoping that it either maintains or starts to take over and become better. And just generally looks like a super cool set as it is. A few figures stand out, a few figures not so much. But, enjoy this set on your kitchen table at the very least. If not just there, crack open some sealed, and when you get into the competitive, look for those big bombs. We're all on the lookout for them. Once again, thank you guys over at WizKids. Really appreciate getting this brick and a chance to dig right into the set.